Every time I tell someone I live in Malaysia, I see it. The pause, that specific moment where their brain runs through everything it thinks it knows about this country. And almost none of it is accurate. Is it safe? Is it strict? Is it underdeveloped? Is it hard to live there as a foreigner? The questions come fast. But here is what always surprises me. It is not the questions themselves. It is the confidence behind them. People speak about Malaysia as if they have experienced it firsthand, when in reality their entire opinion was built on assumptions, old headlines, or something they heard from someone who also had never been there. And that is when it hit me. Malaysia is not just misunderstood, it is misjudged, consistently, by people who have never set foot here. I am not talking about a holiday. I moved from Ireland. So in this video I am breaking down 7 of the biggest lies people believe about Malaysia, and why each one falls apart the moment you actually spend time here. This is my daily life, and lie number 7 is the one that will completely change how you see this country, because it explains why all the other lies exist in the first place. Stay until the end. That one matters most. Welcome to Beyond Surface. We go underneath the surface of the countries the world consistently gets wrong. Subscribe right now and hit the notification bell. New documentary every week. Let us get into it. Before the first lie, you need to understand why these misconceptions exist at all. Malaysia has a visibility problem. It does not advertise itself loudly. It does not push a polished image. While other countries compete for global attention, Malaysia stays quiet. And when a country stays quiet, people fill in the blanks themselves. Most myths about living in Malaysia come from lumping it into one oversized category: Muslim, Asian, not Western, therefore restrictive, chaotic, or behind. That logic falls apart completely once you are here. Malaysia offers something genuinely rare, a place where daily life actually works. Infrastructure functions. People coexist without friction. Life feels balanced rather than constantly tense. But because Malaysia does not perform for the outside world, it gets replaced with assumptions. So let us start dismantling them. Lie 1. Malaysia is a strict Muslim country where everything is restricted. This is the assumption I hear most. It usually sounds like this: you cannot really do much there, right? Yes, Malaysia is Muslim majority. Around 60% of the population is Muslim. And for most people, that is where the thinking stops. But Malaysia is a secular country, and it is one of the most genuinely multicultural places I have ever lived. On a normal day in Kuala Lumpur, you will see mosques, temples, and churches within walking distance of each other, not as a symbol, just as part of daily life. Friend groups are mixed, workplaces are mixed. Nobody is checking what religion you are. Nobody cares, there is no pressure to conform. You live your life and people let you live yours. It is quiet tolerance, not loud performance. Coming from Ireland, a country that spent decades defined by its relationship with religion, that comparison lands differently for me. The freedom of daily life in Malaysia surprised me in ways I genuinely did not expect. But here is the part nobody expects. That is just lie 1. Subscribe to Beyond Surface right now. Hit the notification bell, because the next lie is the one that surprises people most when they first arrive. Lie 2. Malaysia is third world. People imagine poor infrastructure, chaotic roads, and outdated systems. The reality is the complete opposite. Kuala Lumpur feels modern in ways that embarrass certain European cities I have lived in. World-class highways, efficient rail systems, clean airports, cashless payments everywhere. Apps run everything. In many ways, my daily life here is more functional than it ever was in Europe. But here is what expat life in Malaysia reveals that nobody tells you before you arrive. Malaysia is not catching up to the developed world. In several specific dimensions, it is already ahead. The mistake people make is equating not Western with underdeveloped. The moment you arrive in Kuala Lumpur, that illusion disappears permanently. Lie 3. People do not speak English. This might be the most confidently wrong assumption of all. English is everywhere, taught in schools, used in business, part of daily conversation across most urban areas. When I first arrived, I kept waiting for the language barrier to appear. It never did. But here is what people do not realize about Malaysian multilingualism. It is normal for someone to speak English, Malay, and Mandarin or Tamil fluently. Code switching mid-sentence is not unusual. Whatever language fits the moment is the right language. And what that produces at the level of daily life is something I did not expect. You can joke. You can banter. You can have real conversations. You do not feel like a foreigner trying to survive. You feel like you belong. And that feeling of belonging somewhere before you have earned it is one of the most underrated things Malaysia offers anyone considering living here. Lie 4. East Malaysia is backwards. Most people outside Malaysia barely realize the country has two very different regions. West Malaysia on the peninsula, East Malaysia on the island of Borneo. Because East Malaysia does not appear in international headlines, people assume it is stuck in the past. The truth is more interesting. Cities like Kuching and Kota Kinabalu have clean airports, functioning hospitals, modern schools, and growing business districts. But here is what actually makes East Malaysia remarkable. It is not trying to compete with Kuala Lumpur's skyline, and that is not a disadvantage. That is a choice. East Malaysia offers space, calm, and nature that fast cities have already traded away. A pace of life that feels genuinely human. And it is quietly becoming a destination for investment and for people who have lived in loud cities long enough to understand what they were sacrificing for the speed. East Malaysia is growing. Just on its own terms. We are halfway through. And I want to ask you something directly. Which of these lies did you believe before watching this? Drop it in the comments right now. I genuinely want to know. And if you have not subscribed to Beyond Surface yet, do it now. Hit the notification bell. The next 3 lies are the ones that generate the most debate. Lie 5. Malaysia is dangerous. This is the most damaging myth on the list because it actively stops people from coming. Let me be direct. No country is perfectly safe. Pickpocketing, occasional scams, minor theft. These exist in Malaysia and are worth being aware of, but violent crime, random attacks, the kind of danger that makes a city feel threatening to move through, extremely rare. The formula for staying safe is the same as anywhere. Common sense. Avoid isolated areas at night. Do not display valuables unnecessarily. Respect local norms. Personally, I feel safer in Kuala Lumpur than I did in several European cities I lived in before coming here. In Dublin, confrontation in public spaces was not uncommon. Here the streets are predictable in the best possible way. Safety is not just about statistics. It is about how it feels to live somewhere every single day. And Malaysia feels safe. Lie 6. Malaysia is boring. Every time I hear this, it tells me more about the person saying it than about the country. If your definition of a good life requires constant nightlife and cheap alcohol, Malaysia may not be designed for you. But calling it boring misses the picture entirely. Fitness culture is everywhere. Gyms, yoga, martial arts, cycling. Beyond that, cooking classes, workshops, language courses, cultural events across multiple traditions throughout the year. And the food alone could occupy someone for a lifetime. Malay, Chinese, Indian, Nyanya, Mama. Each tradition deep and distinct. Each available at the street corner for less than the cost of a coffee in London. Then there is nature. Rainforests older than the Amazon. Pristine beaches, islands, mountains. Especially in East Malaysia, the natural landscape is world-class. Malaysia is not boring. It is calm, balanced, and quietly extraordinary for people willing to experience it properly. Boredom in Malaysia is a choice, not a condition. Lie 7. Malaysia is hiding something. This is the strangest myth of all. Subtle but persistent, you see it in comments online. There is no way it is that good. What are they not telling us? And here is the irony that makes this lie the most interesting one on the list. Often it is Malaysians themselves who accidentally fuel it. Malaysia does not brag. It does not show off. It does not market itself aggressively. Instead, it quietly focuses on livability over flash, function over hype, comfort over chaos. Many locals downplay their own country. You hear jokes about how nothing works or how it is too quiet to notice anything exciting. Affectionate self-deprecation from people who belong somewhere so deeply they can laugh at it. But to an outsider, it reads as confirmation that something must be wrong. Nothing is wrong. Here is the twist. The quiet is the feature. Malaysia has not been overrun by mass tourism. Life is still affordable. Cities still function. Nature is still intact. It is a country that works. And it does not need to announce that to anyone. When you strip away all 7 lies, what remains is this. Malaysia offers a quality of daily life that surprises almost everyone who arrives with assumptions: affordable housing, extraordinary cheap food, modern accessible healthcare, functioning transport, daily life that feels manageable rather than exhausting. I know this firsthand. I am from Ireland, a developed European country that looks good on paper. But life there is expensive, crowded, and often tense in ways that accumulate into something heavy over time. Here in Malaysia, the streets feel calmer. People mind their own business. Daily tasks are simpler. Life feels lighter in a way that is difficult to explain until you have felt the difference yourself. Every misconception about Malaysia comes from the same place: fear of the unfamiliar, lazy assumptions, comparisons made without context. Malaysia is not misunderstood because it is lacking. Malaysia is misunderstood because it is quiet, and quiet countries do not make headlines. They just build good lives for the people inside them. Pause. How many other countries are you judging right now based on assumptions you have never tested? Because if Malaysia can be this different from what the world believes, what else are we getting wrong? Drop your answer in the comments. Tell me which of these 7 lies you believed before watching this. And tell me if you have been to Malaysia and felt the difference yourself. Subscribe to Beyond Surface right now. Hit the notification bell. Every single week we find the truth underneath the assumptions on the countries the world keeps getting wrong. Subscribe. Share this with someone who still believes one of these 7 lies. They need to watch this. The next documentary is already being made. See you there.